guys, Kizzy Bug here. Today I want to just talk about the lasting effects of abuse and about the mastermind's mom and how I feel about it. So let's go ahead and get into that. So after doing a video last night about the mastermind's mom and observing her body language and the way she acted, I could clearly see that everything she went through is not resolved and that she's still not okay. She hasn't been able to let go. It's all still there. You can most definitely see that. She clearly loved Captain Meanie Pants, but at the same time, she has some feelings and memories. I would like to know what she was thinking at that table. She looked upset, like she wanted to cry and was shutting down. I feel so bad for her, I honestly do. She is still clearly not able to let people touch her, and you can see that. She did let people hug her, but she acted like she didn't want them to touch her or to have to touch them herself. And I do think she harbors some anger and resentment towards the mastermind, but I don't think she's going to tell him the truth. It would be because I think since he's her son and has helped her with his money, she's not going to tell him, and nobody else is going to tell him that he does wrong, because as long as the money train keeps rolling, it benefits them. They haven't been able to speak out about him. I wanted to dive in deeper about abuse and how I feel that it's all about all the forms of abuse, not just certain types of abuse, but all forms and how it affects someone. I think it's important to know what the effects are so that maybe, just maybe, we can help someone and educate them. As you guys know, I did that video on narcissists recently, and I do think Captain Meanie Pants was a narcissist. Only because nothing the mom did was ever good enough. She constantly got called the B word and was told that she was stupid, and him walking up to her and tapping on her head saying, "Knock, knock, anyone home? The elevator don't go to the top floor." Can you imagine how that felt for her? I know what that's like. Abusers don't care about the victim. They only care about themselves. Anyway, let's get into this. Verbal and emotional abuse. Staying in an emotionally or verbally abusive relationship can have long-lasting effects on your physical and mental health, including leading to chronic pain, depression, or anxiety. This is something I think we all know. However, there are more things that verbal and emotional abuse can cause that aren't publicly known, such as arthritis, asthma, chronic pain, digestive problems such as stomach ulcers, heart problems, irritable bowel syndrome, nightmares and problems sleeping, migraine headaches, sexual problems such as pain during sex, and stress, and also problems with the immune system. And of course, there is when a victim has trouble with mental issues. What mental illnesses? Well, there's depression, PTSD, and anxiety. Other effects could include shutting people out, not wanting to do things you once enjoyed, not being able to trust others, and having low self-esteem. Many women who have experienced violence cope with this trauma by using drugs, drinking alcohol, smoking, or overeating. Research shows that about 90% of women with substance use problems had experienced physical or sexual violence. Drugs, alcohol, and tobacco or overeating will not help you forget or overcome the experience. Sexual violence can also affect someone's perception of their own bodies, leading to unhealthy eating patterns or eating disorders. So we just talked about verbal and emotional abuse. Let's talk about the signs of domestic violence. So those are: controls what you are doing, checks your phone, email, or social networks without your permission, forces you to have sex when you don't want to, controls your birth control or insists that you get pregnant, decides what you wear or eat and how you spend your money, prevents or discourages you from going to work or school or seeing your family or friends, humiliates you on purpose in front of others, unfairly accuses you of being unfaithful, destroys your things, threatens to hurt you, your children, your other loved ones, or your pets, hurts you physically by hitting, beating, punching, pushing, kicking, including with a weapon, blames you for his or her violent outburst, threatens to hurt himself or herself because of being upset with you, threatens to report you to the authorities for imagined crimes, says things like, "If I can't have you, then no one else can," And ladies and gentlemen, if you recognize any of those signs, please get out while you can. People die from this kind of stuff. It's very sad. Your safety is the most important concern. If you are in immediate danger, you need to call 911. If you are not in immediate danger, consider these options. Get medical care if you've been injured or sexually assaulted. Go to a local hospital, emergency room, or urgent care center. You need medical care and may need medicines after being injured or raped. Call a helpline for free anonymous help. Call the National Domestic Hotline. The hotline offers help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in many languages. Hotline staff can give you numbers for other resources, such as local domestic violence shelters. Make a safety plan to leave. Domestic violence usually does not get better. Think about a safe place for you to go and other things you will need. Staff at the National Domestic Violence Hotline can help you. Save the evidence. Keep evidence of abuse, such as pictures of your injuries or threatening emails or text, in a safe place that the abuser cannot get to. Find out where to go to get help in your community. Look up local resources for a list of local places to get help. Talk to someone, reach out to someone you trust. This might be a family member, a friend, a co-worker, or a spiritual leader. Look for ways to get emotional help, like a support group or mental health professional. Look into a restraining order. Consider getting a protection order. Staying in an emotionally or verbally abusive relationship can have long-lasting effects on your physical and mental health. You may actually question memories of your events. Did that really happen? Change your behavior for fear of upsetting your partner, or act more aggressive or more passive than you would be otherwise. Feel ashamed or guilty. Feel constantly afraid of upsetting your partner. Feel powerless and hopeless. Feel manipulated, used, and controlled. Feel unwanted. Your partner's behavior may leave you feeling as though you need to do anything possible to restore peace and end the abuse. This can feel stressful and overwhelming. So what happens if you don't get help? Well, domestic violence often results in physical and emotional injuries. It can also lead to other health problems, reproductive health challenges, mental health conditions such as depression and suicide. Women affected by intimate partner violence are also more likely to use drugs and alcohol to cope, which we already covered that. Domestic violence can end in death. Women who live in a home with guns are 5 times more likely to be killed. More than half of the women murdered with guns are killed by their intimate partners. So domestic violence and intimate partner violence is a very common type of violence against women. Domestic or intimate partner violence happens in all types of relationships, including dating couples, married couples, same-sex couples, former or ex-couples, and couples who live together but are not married. Intimate partner violence happens more often among younger couples. Almost half of American Indian and Alaskan Native women, more than 4 in 10 African American women, and more than 1 in 3 white and Hispanic women have experienced sexual or physical violence or stalking by their intimate partner. Nearly 23 million women in the United States have been raped or have experienced attempted rape in their lifetimes. More than 33 million women, including 1 in 3 African American and white women, and 1 in 4 Hispanic women, have experienced unwanted sexual contact other than rape by an intimate partner. Women who identify as lesbian experience as much or more physical and sexual violence as heterosexual women by an intimate partner. Women who identify as bisexual experience intimate partner violence more often than a heterosexual woman. And finally, I want to share this website with you. I will include it in the description box below, and that is www.domesticshelters.org. If you need an absolute way out for your safety and that of your children, please, please, please search for a shelter and also call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Support is there. I know it's scary to leave, believe me, but there are people who care for you, and if you have children, they care for them too. We want you to be safe. I wish the mastermind's mother had left. I know she loves Captain Meanie Pants, but she would have been better off. She's doing well where she lives now. It's kind of funny watching a news video today. She couldn't wait to leave. I honestly think that there are too many bad memories, and I don't foresee her ever coming back to live there again. And guys, if you know anyone going through any kind of abuse, please be there for them and encourage them to locate a domestic violence center in their city. they will need all the resources they can get. I'm going to end this here. I hope this was informational as always. When I do the research myself, I am learning more and more information, which I am happy to know because I can help others with my knowledge if it came down to it. Anyways, guys, I love you guys a lot, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.